name is Terry Flynn, and this is my experience with the Army. The process of getting into the Army, basically you would go to your nearest recruiting station to where you live. They would take you to a practice ASVAB test. Basically, the ASVAB is a general knowledge test. There's all kinds of different categories, different like math, science, just a bunch of different ones. Pass an actual physical test that qualifies you to even enlist. And then from there, you would go to MEPS, which is the Military Entrance Processing Station. That is in LA. You would go there and they would basically do like your typical checkup with a doctor, eyesight, hearing. They check to make sure that, you know, your bones are healthy, all kinds of stuff. And then if all that goes well, then you end up swearing in. After that, you are given a ship date, which is when you leave to go to basic training. When that ship date comes, your recruiter will take you to the MEPS again, and then you'll stay in a hotel overnight, and then the following morning you will be put on a plane to wherever your basic training is. For example, mine was in Fort Benning in Georgia. Infantry goes there, other MOSs as well, but mostly infantry. And MOS is your job. Basic training, it's kind of bittersweet because you know obviously it's very challenging. Their goal as drill sergeants is to break you down so that they can build you back up to be Army. Very mentally challenging, obviously very physically challenging as well, but I think the biggest part is just mental, because it's kind of like you have to keep telling yourself, you know, I can do this, I just gotta push through this, it's gonna be okay. There are a lot of tough times where they just go very, very hard on you and you might want to quit. That's why it's good to make friends with people that you're with every day, because you're doing the same stuff every day, you're all doing it, you know, you're all going through it, no one's alone. And it's really just like about building bonds. In terms of gender separation, there are women and men put into the same companies. For example, my company had some females, mostly male, but we had about 15 females to start. And in a company there's 4 platoons, which is your team basically. Each team had a set amount of females in their team, but because of the gender integration being new to the Army, they obviously have to be cautious about what goes on in the barracks. So they all took one barracks room, whereas the males from 1st platoon were split between the other 3 platoon rooms. And then training, no, they all went through the same as us though. I think that because of the way that we bonded as a platoon, I would definitely consider going back. I mean, I'll admit that I was in really good shape. You know, they kept us on a strict routine, always working out, eating right. People that I went to basic training with, we joke about it a lot. We say like, why can't we just be in basic all the time? Because I feel like that was when we got the closest, because we all went through the bad together and kind of overcame it as a group. One memorable thing about basic training that we did enjoy was what we call FTX. So basically it's called field training exercise, and you spend about a week out in the woods. You have to dig your own holes to sleep in, you have to dig your what they call fighting positions. It's basically like camping, but you're on high alert. You know, you have to be cautious in case anyone's trying to sneak up on you. And obviously it's simulated, you know, it's not real because we're on a military base, no one's actually coming to attack us. But they kind of give you that feeling because the drill sergeants like to sneak off into the woods and then sneak up in a different area and attack. And so it was definitely a good experience because it made us work as a team. You know, each platoon really was like competitive to do the training the best, to get the best results and stuff like that. Day-to-day life on Fort Carson was definitely a lot of motor pool maintenance, working on the trucks, making sure that they were ready to go. Because it's in the mountains, it definitely got pretty cold. We would get snowed on, we'd get rained on, but we kind of had to adapt to that because that was life. You know, we didn't when it snowed, we didn't just stay inside unless it got really bad. Usually get off around 5 p.m., 1700, and then after that, you're free to really do whatever. One thing that I will say about the Army is I think that it is a good choice if someone isn't really sure what they want in life. If, you're one of those people who says, I know I should go to college, I don't know what I want to do, try it. You never know until you try it. Maybe it is something that you like, because you will meet some cool people and you'll have some good opportunities traveling, going different countries, Germany, Italy. It's definitely a good source of structure.